Namaste, I'm Archana Pammi. Welcome back to my channel. This is the How To series, and this week we are going to be entering into a new world or the Yin Yoga kingdom of animals. Now, most of the asanas in this week's series are animal poses, animal inspired poses, but they are poses that you can really use for deep relaxation and improving your flexibility by staying in those poses for as long as a minute or two, or even up to 5 to 10 minutes. So let's get started with the first one. The first one is known as the deer pose. Now this pose is beneficial especially for the hips because there's going to be both forms of rotation. One of the hips will be internally rotated and the other of the hip will be outwards rotated. And to take that intensity further, we will also add a twist and a bend, forward bend, so which kind of tones your abdominal area and improves your digestion and also reduces bloating, as well as good for back. But if you have any back issues like sciatica or cervical spondylitis or even high BP, then please do not do the forward bend. Without that, you could still sit in the starting position and reap the benefits of the asana. So for the deer pose, we're going to start with the right leg first. So I'll show you doing front and then towards the side. So bring the right leg out in front of you, bend the knee such that the knee is in line with your right hip. Now your left leg is rotated outwards such that your feet is behind and your left knee is in line with your left hip. Now this itself might feel a little intense for some of you, this outward rotation. See how far you can do that. And if you find a little bit of discomfort here, please feel free to place a block on top of your left hip so you don't feel much of a stretch here. If block is too high, you can always roll up a bed sheet and then use that just to cushion the lifting hip. Now the best way to achieve the benefits in this pose is by resting both the hips. So if you're not able to completely rest, then I would recommend you just stay in this position for as long as possible to help those muscles open up and get into this asana here itself. Now to relax the muscles even more further, you can curl the toes inwards. This stretch at the back ends up relaxing these muscles in the back. So do the same thing with both the feet so that the legs are relaxed and the muscles are relaxed and stretch. And now this, you can sit here like this itself and you look like a deer right now. To add a twist to it, you can place the left palm on top of the right knee and the right palm behind you and just twist to the right hand side. Meaning just turn your upper body to the right hand side and look behind you towards the right side. So this is the second intensity where you're actually looking at the direction, adding a lower spinal twist as well. Now taking this further, you can approach the forward bend. So you will approach the forward bend in the side of the right leg towards the right side of your arm, or toward the side of your right arm. So just use your palms, all this while ensuring both your hips are on the mat. Walk with your palms forward diagonally, and you can just place the forearms on the mat and just gaze there, relax your head. Now you can always suspend your head like this and it's absolutely fine. We are doing a natural rounding of the spine and relaxing ourselves. If you find this makes you feel slightly fidgety or bringing in too much of tension in your neck, you can always use a couple of cushions or blocks. Place your forehead on the block or place your forehead on the cushion. If required, if you find it intense, you can also place a bolster below your chest or on top of your chest and then relax on top of it. I don't know this, I just wanted to show you how it looks like. I'm just going to relax. The main thing in yin yoga is how well you relax yourself. Do not fight the asana. Even if you are able to go only this much, stay there. You will soon see that your muscles will relax as you breathe, taking in the effect of the gravity pull, and then your body will be able to move inch by inch further into deepening the stretch. So don't force yourself. The goal is to stay here for a minute or two, and you don't want to be fighting and resisting the muscles at that point in time. You want to relax such that you're not just working the muscles. If you push yourself hard, you're only working the muscles. If you stay to the extent that your muscles have already gone, then holding that posture, the static stretch, helps even work the tendons and the joints which actually connect these muscles to the bone and help lubricate those joints even better. Stay in this pose for a minimum of a minute and a half. Again, to slowly release, push your palm into the mat and slowly walk your palms back towards your body. As you walk them back, move them back, lift your back inch by inch. Now, if you have just been sitting and doing the twist, you don't have to do this, but if you have done the forward bend, it helps to just lengthen and reset the spine a little bit. So just drop your palms behind you, behind your hips. Use that action to just lift the entire back, lengthening it, and relax. So now we're going to switch to the left hand side. Again, I'll show you all the three variations. Place the left foot in front of you such that the left knee is in line with the left hip. The right foot is behind, so the right knee is in line with the right hip. Now you can just stay here if you're finding difficulty even here in opening your hips. So you can just place your palms by your side and you can just stay here. You can slightly intensify this by adding a twist. Place the right palm on your left knee, the left palm behind your left hip, and turning your body, upper body, torso to the left and gazing behind. And if you find this comfortable and then would like to bring in the forward fold, then slowly walk your palms forward, somewhat diagonal towards the left knee and to the left edge of the left top edge of your mat. Walk your palms, place the forearms on the mat on the floor, and then lightly fold forward from the hip, using a block maybe to support the head, or placing a bolster under the chest. One thing that you need to keep in mind is when you're doing an asana which has to be done on both the sides, right hand side and the left hand side, you need to ensure that you're doing it for the same amount of time. If you did on the right hand side for a minute, then do the same for the left hand side for a minute. Do not overdo. It's okay if there is a 10-second kind of a difference, but not big differences like you did one side for 3 minutes and the other side for 5 minutes. You want to strike a balance in whatever you do on both the sides of the body, both the energy channels, the left, the right. And slowly walking back, walk your palms towards your body and let your back lift inch by inch. And drop your palms behind your hips to press and lengthen and lift your back and stretch it. Just to demonstrate how it looks like with the bolster, you can place the bolster as close to you as possible and lie down on top of it. And then you can slowly lift up. You could also use the bolster and place your forehead on top of the bolster as well. So you could use any of those actions for actually doing the forward bend with the twist in this deer pose. So just a quick recap of the benefits. It is very good for hip mobility and also to reduce the fat on the outer edges of the hip, because we are doing both outer hip and the inner hip rotation. If you do the twist and the forward bend, then it also helps with relieving digestion related issues, improving digestion, reducing bloating. And the forward bend also helps in introversion, so calming yourself down and relaxing yourself. Please avoid the forward bend if you have severe depression or high BP or even lower back pain or sciatica or any other back injuries, and avoid this asana if you have any groin injuries or surgeries with ankle, hip and knees. This was the deer pose. I hope you found this useful. Please share your feedback and suggestions. Namaste.